This is our supermarket tour reflection by Danielle and Alice. The supermarket we chose to do our tour reflection on was Metro. Metro is the closest supermarket to campus. It's literally right outside the George Berry Engineering Building, the Rogers Communication Center, and the International Living and Learning Center. This makes it the most convenient supermarket for students to pick up groceries, snacks, or meals at any time before or after classes. We chose Metro specifically because we're curious what they have in particular that might persuade students to go to Metro compared to any of the other supermarkets within walking distance of Ryerson. Right upon entering, we see that there's a 10% discount for students 3 out of 5 of the days during the week, and an abundance of prepackaged fruits and vegetables on our right side that customers could easily pick up. The large section in vibrant colors lure consumers to take a look at what's being offered. We're always being told by our parents, health professionals, media, etc. to eat more fruits and vegetables, but as students, we prioritize convenience. Metro caters to this by preparing healthy foods that's quick to eat. They're aware that students are usually lazy or busy when it comes to food, and has increased the selection of prepackaged healthy foods. Having food that is already pre-cut and prepared for us to just grab and go makes our lives that much easier. We also noticed that this Metro has a small organic section for both fruits and vegetables. We found the organic fruits to be in its own section, separate from non-organic fruits. The organic vegetables, on the other hand, were put together with non-organic vegetables and had a much smaller selection in comparison. We thought that Metro may be trying to accommodate to organic food consumers by placing all organic fruits into one section. However, we thought that this was contradicting the supermarket tour report because supermarkets want their clients to walk around the supermarket and impulse buy. So by having most of the produce clumped together in one section, it could decrease the likelihood of exploring more areas of the supermarket. Before we went into Metro for the supermarket tour, we thought that organic foods were going to be significantly more expensive and smaller than non-organic foods. In addition, the fact that there were no pesticide use or GMO added led us to believe that they may taste fresher and overall healthier for us to consume. One of the fruits we looked at that met our expectations on organic foods were gala apples. The organic apples were noticeably smaller than the non-organic apples as we had presumed. We found that the organic gala apples to be pre-packaged and priced at 44 cents per 100 grams, whereas the non-organic gala apple was priced at 37 cents per 100 grams. We didn't expect these prices to be so similar. We thought because apples are a dirty dozen, fruit that in which pesticides can't be washed away as well, the price would be higher. What we found instead was that the price for a pre-packaged bag of 10 organic apples is only 7 cents more than just buying 10 non-organic apples and putting them into a plastic bag yourself. If you look closely, you will observe that there are cartoons at the top of the pre-packaged organic apple bag. Does this entice the parents to buy this? It also says that it's a kid-sized fruit. Is this a supermarket trying to make the smaller size of the organic apple appealing in this way? We also found that each of the fruits are number 1 level A or extra fancy grade. We didn't think Metro cared for the appearance of the product as we assumed that Metro was a cheaper supermarket who therefore accepted lower grade products. But this shows that they do care for aesthetics. In addition, we noticed that Metro goes above and beyond in compiling all different types of factors to entice consumers to purchase sale items. The price tag was significantly larger in size compared to an item that wasn't on sale. It stands out with the colors yellow and red, colors that the supermarket tour report mentioned to be associated with hunger. It's larger in font, and it's less busy in terms of words or information that's on the label. The next item that we looked at were avocados. This was interesting because it countered our expectations. We found that the organic avocado is actually a little bit bigger than the non-organic one. There were also a lot of avocados available for customers to buy that were on sale, which might trick customers into thinking they're significantly cheaper, even though it may only be a few cents in difference. Another item that we looked at that met our expectations were cucumbers. As we had thought, organic cucumbers were significantly smaller than non-organic cucumbers. The presentation difference of the two customers were also drastic. The non-organic cucumbers were in an open space area with tons of space to restock, making it more appealing to purchase. whereas the organic cucumbers only had 5 in stock in a dimly lit corner of the shelf in the organic section as presented by the red arrow. Not only would the non-organic cucumbers have more appeal, but the product placement in the store in general is also a factor in luring the customer into buying it. It's also more accessible. The label on the cucumbers say that it's a product of Mexico, but it also says that it's a product of Ontario, Canada. This confuses consumers who may be keen on buying locally versus internationally. Consumers who may want to support Canadian or local farmers could be aware that although international items may be cheaper, such as from Mexico or from the USA, continuing to buy international produce could run local farmers out of business. Then, if there's an international market crash, consumers are forced to buy international produce, as it's the only produce available, even if it is raised by 3 times or more their usual costs. The Encyclopedia of Canada states that potatoes are grown year-round and in every province. However, as we expected, there is a difference in prices based on how they are prepared. Pre-packaged sweet potatoes are 98 cents per 100 grams, and unprepared sweet potatoes are 37 cents per 100 grams, whereas yellow potatoes unprepared were 43 cents per 100 gram, and packaged yellow potatoes were 58 cents per 100 grams. The potatoes in a bag or a container were the same price, with a variety of different packets that had different flavors to accommodate for the different tastes of the consumer and to entice consumers to buy prepackaged. Prepared produce are also more expensive because there are more actors in between the supply chain, and so more people need to be paid for the work that's being put in. So, Metro is capitalizing the fact that people are lazy. Another thing we took to notice at this Metro compared to other Metros is that we couldn't find a discounted rack of produce. So we thought that this could be because of its location. People downtown may not want to cheap out on their produce, so we decided to ask employees about this. We actually found out that they were given boxes of fresh produce at the beginning of each day, and it was their job to sort through what was bruised and what was aesthetically perfect. He called this process culling. So there were 2 levels in culling. One box is put out on the clearance rack, the one that we were looking for, and it's put out around 7 to 8 p.m. since it's not their priority. Their priority is to sort out and restock fresh produce, in addition to wanting customers to purchase regular priced items. The other level is that what they deem as unsellable. With that said, we thought about the amount of food waste that this might lead to, and we asked if he or any other employees were able to take anything home. However, he said they weren't allowed since Metro was once sued when someone brought free food back home and then got sick. Although Metro had won the case, they took precautions to avoid a situation like this again. So we actually didn't focus on different elements as we were walking through the tour because we noticed the same thing since we have similar mindsets and points of views. We're not consumers that purchase organic foods in general, also the fact that we're just students that care about pricing and convenience. Through this tour, we've realized that we take for granted that produce have no blemishes and that we're brainwashed to think that produce that stray from aesthetic perfection have something wrong with them. We also don't think about all the produce that are thrown away because they do not fit the standards. In addition, sale signs are very effective in luring in customers, and it takes away the conscious thought of deciding for yourself whether or not this is a good deal. We want convenience and will oftentimes pay more just so that we don't have to cut the foods ourselves. This made us realize how manipulative supermarkets are and how they take advantage of lazy people. As a result of the supermarket tour, the one thing that would make us rethink our shopping experiences is the realization that organic food is about 15 cents more expensive on the general, whereas we thought it would be actually $2 or more expensive on average for each food. This surprised us as we thought buying organic food was a more practical way of life, especially as a student. This entices us to rethink our choices in buying organic foods from now on, especially from the Dirty Dozen lists of food.